Hey, Cody from infamousmusician.com here, and this is the Weber MiniMass 50w attenuator. What this device allows you to do is to attenuate your amp signal so you can play or record at a lower volume. For example, if you need to play quieter in your apartment, or you could also use it to crank up the main volume on your tube amp head, but still play at a normal volume level. That way you can get that saturated tube sound. The MiniMass can also be used as a load box, which is how I have been using it. If you're unfamiliar with what a load box is, the simplest dumbed down version that I can give is that it will allow you to go from your speaker out on your amp head and direct into a mixer or audio interface. If you try to do this without a load box, you will damage your head. It's as simple as that. And that's actually what I want to show you in this video. What you heard in the beginning of the video was my Hughes & Kettner Tubemeister 36 amp head going into the Weber MiniMass 50w, and then out the line out on the back and into in my audio interface. And then I just paired it with an impulse response on my computer in Studio One using a plugin called NAD-IR, which is also free, by the way, to give me a speaker sound. So that way I can play and record with my tube amp head at an apartment/bedroom volume. Because even at 1 watt on my amp head going into a traditional speaker cabinet, it's still too loud for this apartment. So if you want to do something similar, this box will be great for you in trying to set that up. Honestly, it sounds really great, and I can't tell the difference between this, using this with an impulse response and going straight into a speaker cabinet. There are other load boxes out there, like the 2 Notes Torpedo Live and 2 Notes Torpedo Cab, the Sur Reactive Load, and the Rivera Rock Crusher. But those are all a lot more expensive, with the lowest being about $500. The MiniMass 50w is only $136. They're made by a guy called Ted Weber, and they're made to order. And I'm really glad I found them. I found them on a forum, and this piece of gear works great, and it saved me a lot of money because I didn't have to go with one of those really expensive solutions. This was $136 versus $500, and I can use it how I wanted to use it. This specific version will attenuate an amp up to 35 watts, and then after that it will slightly attenuate an amp up to 50 watts. They do have larger versions for amps with more wattage, 150, 100 watt, etc. But this one works for me since my amp only goes up to 36 watts. And it has, the Tubemeister has selectable wattage anyways, but I mainly just wanted this attenuator for its load box capability. The H&K Tubemeister does have a direct out of the back for recording, and it simulates a speaker, but I don't like the sound of the speaker. It sounds just not very dynamic, and it sounds muffled, which you'll hear later in this video. So using the MiniMass allows me to go straight from the speaker out on my amp head into this box and then into my audio interface, and then pair it with any impulse response that I want. And I use Ross & Digital personally, and you can grab a specific speaker impulse response from them for about $8. The MiniMass is a reactive load box, which is usually seen as better than resistive load boxes. Basically, reactive load boxes are considered to sound more natural and play more natural. Lastly, on the front of the unit, it has a selectable ohms switch. You can select between 8 ohms, 16 ohms, and 4 ohms. My amp head is 8 ohms, so I select that. That is a really nice feature because a lot of other load boxes are built specifically for a specific ohms, like 8 ohms, and then you can only use it with amp heads that output 8 ohms. But this one, you can use it with, any amp head that has 4, 16, or uses 8 ohms. So that is a huge plus because you don't have to buy multiple load boxes for each type of amp you have. It also has a bypass switch. If you hit this, that just bypasses the attenuation. And then it also has a treble boost for no boost, 3 dB of treble boost and 6 dB of treble boost. And that's more helpful when you're using this as an actual attenuator, because when you attenuate the signal, sometimes that can cause the treble to cut out a bit. It basically cuts the treble a bit, and using this boost can add the treble back in however you see fit, pretty much. And then there's also the volume, basically the attenuation knob. The more you turn this to the right, the more it attenuates the signal. So if you turn this all the way to the right as far as it can go, it's basically attenuating the amp fully, and that's when you can use it as a load box, and then you can go out the line out. This knob isn't as fluid as you'd think. It's kind of rough feeling, and that's just kind of the way it works. So if you do buy one of these, don't think that it's messed up. That's just how it works. But yeah, you can use it as an attenuator and just attenuate your signal to bring it down, or crank it all the way to the right and use it as a load box. Anyways, I wrote up a full review on the MiniMass on infamousmusician.com. I'll put a link below. But for the rest of the video, I want you to hear how it sounds in comparison to some other recording methods. I've got a few clips. One going from the direct out on my H&K to my Series 36. Another with the same amp pad going into the Weber MiniMass, and then into my interface, and then paired with the impulse response from Ross and Digital. And then another clip with the same setup, except I just have the impulse response turned off, so it's just the amp sound without a speaker cabinet. So go ahead and take a listen and hear how it sounds for yourself. Well, that's it on the Weber MiniMass 50-watt attenuator. Let me know what you thought of the attenuator in the comments below, and leave any questions you have. I'll try my best to answer them. If you're interested in picking up one of the MiniMass 50-watt attenuators, you can do so at tedweber.com. Again, it goes for $136, and they are made to order. They also have models that will work with a 100-watt amp and a 150-watt amp. Just depends what amp pad you're using, so make sure to find the one that's going to work for you. Otherwise, that's all I have for this video. If you like it, be sure to like it below, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.